Joy Taylor, what does a second MVP award mean for Lamar Jackson?
Man, he'd have had 2 unanimous.
Two unanimous. Josh stole one from him. Josh got him a vote down there.
well, you know what? I'm gonna just mention that when I give him a second. He's solidified for the Hall of Fame now. Yep. You mentioned it. Jim Brown, Brett Favre, Peyton Manning, Joe Montana, Johnny Unitas, Kurt Warner, Steve Young all have 2 MVPs, all in the Hall of Fame. The ones that aren't in the Hall of Fame yet, Tom Brady, Patrick Mahomes, Aaron Rodgers, they will all obviously be in the Hall of Fame, along with Lamar Jackson. It would be unprecedented for him not to be. And to see a player this far into his career, 6 seasons in, at the age of, 27, have two almost unanimous MVPs, 1 certified unanimous MVP, and to take his team to the AFC Championship game after being the 1 seed this year is really incredible. We give Lamar Jackson, we give him a lot of slack. We're very, very critical of him. We hold him to a very, very high standard. And sometimes I think because we hold him to that standard, because he plays the game in such a unique way, the criticisms take away from the greatness that he has actually accomplished, both individually and as a team, because this is his most successful year with his team, taking them to the AFC Championship game, which we know is very, very difficult to do. Part of the reason why Shady and others argue that Patrick Mahomes is a dynasty already is because of the AFC Championship games, obviously along with the Super Bowls, but that is the second layer of it. It's very hard to get your team there. It's his first time doing it. 2 MVPs. He's going to be in the Hall of Fame, and we are watching a really tremendous player, an all-time great player, really just entering his prime, which is really exciting. So I'm very happy that he was able to not only get this MVP, but also go to the AFC Championship game as the 1 seed, because I think it really puts him in that other category. Now, when we mention Patrick Mahomes, Joe Burrow, Josh Allen, we have to mention Lamar Jackson.
Yeah, I'm with Joy. This is a walk-in, and what I mean by that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 years out, first ballot Hall of Famer, right? Putting the jacket on. He's in year 6, and he has 2 MVPs already. We can't sit up here and say what we watching with this young fella that he's not going to get another one. It might be 3 years from now because Patty's in this league too. Joe Burrow's in this league too. Josh is in this league. But he might even be a 3-time MVP. But right now, where we sit right now with him being a 2-time MVP, this is a first ballot Hall of Famer that we are watching at the quarterback position. We've never seen nobody do it with his legs like Lamar Jackson does it with his legs. We're seeing him grow as a pocket passer. He's turning into a true quarterback at the quarterback position. But this is a walk-in first ballot Hall of Famer accepting this award last night, 2 MVPs, and 1 vote away from 2 unanimous. I don't even know if that has ever been done, has it? No. So walking in with his gold jacket, 5 years after he's done, whatever it is, 20 years down the road. But that's what this means for Lamar Jackson.
Yo, I heard that was you that voted for Josh Allen. So it ain't so.
That's the 1 vote, huh?
It's a tremendous award for him. He deserves it. I'm so happy for him. You talked about the Hall of Fame, and I want to go a different narrative with it. Everybody criticized him when he came in. Yo, he's a running back. He's this, he's that. He can't play his position. Now you got to change that narrative. This second MVP shows that his style of play, his skill sets, transitions to going to an MVP, right? Transitions to going to a first seed in the AFC, right? Potentially going to the Super Bowl. So I'm happy for him. And the best part about this is, like, there's so many other players that has his type of skill set that didn't have a chance to showcase that because they made a narrative of, oh, you can't play quarterback in this league because the way you play, the way you run. Now that pocket passer stuff, that's like second nature now, right? We want a guy like his mobile. He might not be Lamar Jackson, but he got something like Lamar. Can run a little bit, we need him. Now that traditional old style of being a pocket passer, like, do I really want that? I don't even want that. So I'm happy for Lamar, man. He's changing the game.
Yeah, I feel 2 ways. The first way I feel is ecstatic for Lamar. As a college football analyst, I remember back at Louisville watching Lamar Jackson win a Heisman and then almost win another Heisman. And I was like, this dude is different, Joe. Yeah, he's different. I remember him and Deshaun Watson having a game in college, back and forth. But I was like, will it translate to the league? I didn't know. He goes to the league against all odds, not all odds, but several odds. Some Hall of Fame general manager said he should not play quarterback, and now not only wins 1, but 2 MVPs, obviously 1 unanimous and 1 vote away from a second unanimous. So seeing Lamar Jackson's talent translate is honestly just, it's awe-inspiring. So super happy for him. That's my first thought. Then my second thought is, boy, you got to win something now. You got to get some collective hardware now. Because eventually we are going to start looking at Lamar Jackson like people in the basketball world have looked at Russell Westbrook. never seen a talent like this before. At least you got to go back to the 60s to say you've seen a talent like this before. But when's it going to start to translate? I watch enough sports television to have already heard those comparisons. So my first thought is like, thank you, shout out Lamar, congrats, job well done. But my second thought, James Jones, is like, you can't be the best player in football on maybe the best team or second best team in football and not be one of the final 2 teams left in football. So that's where I was torn. It was a dichotomy I was wrestling with. Did you wrestle with that at all?
Yeah, I did, because next season, none of the regular season games matter. And yes, you may take home another MVP, but for Lamar Jackson, it's all about getting to a Super Bowl now. You have accomplished MVPs, you have accomplished 1 seed, you have accomplished anything and everything you need to accomplish in this league except one thing, and that's getting to the Super Bowl and playing in the Super Bowl. So, you know, we can sit up here and say, you know what I mean, it's a little bit added pressure on you now, more pressure on you now to get to a Super Bowl, because you accomplished really everything you could accomplish within your first 6 years except getting to that big game. So next year is going to be all about the postseason for Lamar Jackson again, to be able to try to get himself to a Super Bowl.
You don't care about Patty, though? Patty gonna be out there.
No, Patty's gonna be out there.
Patty in the water.
Hey, very quickly, the Coach of the Year award. It went to Kevin Stefanski, Browns head coach, over Texans first-year head coach Demeco Ryans. Now, Demeco Ryans led his team to the playoffs with a rookie quarterback. On the flip side, for the Cleveland Browns, Kevin Stefanski had 11 wins with 5 different starting quarterbacks. Joy, did they get, and by they, hi, I'm they, did they get the Coach of the Year right with Kevin Stefanski?
They got it wrong. And Kevin Stefanski did a really nice job, but Kevin Stefanski did exactly what he gets paid to do, which is make the postseason. He was projected to have 9.5 wins before the season. He had 11. He had Deshaun Watson at the beginning of the season. He has the Defensive Player of the Year. Why would you not be in the playoffs? I understand what happened during the regular season. You lose your quarterback. You have all these different quarterbacks. Great. He did a nice job. But what Demeco Ryans did was far more unprecedented. That's what Kevin Stefanski gets paid to do. Get the Browns to the postseason. Period. That's what they were expected to do. This is what you're expected to do. This is what you did. What was Demeco Ryans expected to do? They had the 2nd and 3rd pick this year. He's a rookie head coach with a rookie quarterback in the AFC. In 2012, Chuck Pagano, Andrew Luck, won 12 games, won Coach of the Year. 2009, Rex Ryan, Mark Sanchez, rookie quarterback, rookie head coach combinations. 5 times this has happened. Rex Ryan, Mark Sanchez, Mike Smith, Matt Ryan. Smith won Coach of the Year. John Harbaugh, Joe Flacco. 5 times this has happened. 5. Demeco Ryans is one of those 5. With C.J. Stroud, rookie quarterback, rookie head coach. That's so hard to do. There were no expectations of the Houston Texans this year. They were projected to win 6.5 games. They won 10. Stroud started 15 games. They went 9-6. I really feel like they got this wrong. It's no shade to Kevin Stefanski. He did a really nice job. But you have the Defensive Player of the Year on your team. There's a ton of talent there. There were big expectations. We were talking about them potentially competing in this game this weekend. So they got it wrong. I'm very disappointed for Demeco. If I had an award to give you, Demeco, I would give it to you. No, very deserving, and it's disappointing.
And I don't care about no shade, because this is all wrong. They need me on the committee. They need me on the committee, for real, though. I don't know who's picking these guys or who's, I don't know if they're doing like a blind is picking the jar. Like, what are we talking about here? This is what I don't like about these type of voters, though. I'm being serious. Now I'm being serious. You take Demeco Ryans, a rookie head coach, right? He goes against a rookie quarterback that starts, right? And they win 10 games and they win a division. That's one part. The second part is, if you look at the last 3 years, as long as I've been playing football, the Texans are a team you can't wait to play. The Texans on the list, oh my God, that's a $180.
Stat game.
That's a stat game. Every year they got a freaking first-round draft pick in the top 5 picks. Last year, they won 3 games. The year before that, they won 4 games. The year before that, they won 4. This is what they do. So 3 games, 4 games. What are we talking? That's 11? That's 11 games? What are we talking about? 11 wins in 3 years. The first year, the rookie head coach wins 10 games and win the division. And in the playoffs, and the person y'all picked to win the player or coach of the year, you beat him by 30. You beat him by 30, though. Smoked them. This is embarrassing, though. And I don't want to say why I think it is. Y'all know this ain't right. Y'all know this ain't right.
I love it.
No,
you can't go.
I gotta go.
No,
you shouldn't go. You shouldn't go.
I gotta go.
You should go to the break.
I gotta go. I gotta break this up. I think they got it right. I think there were 2 right answers, but I think they got it right. If we want to talk about unprecedented, we've never, ever seen a team win 11 games with 5 different starting quarterbacks. Ever. Like Joyce said, 5 times have we seen a team with a rookie quarterback go to the playoffs. I forget the stat, but at least I know.
Five times as a rookie quarterback and a rookie head coach gone to the playoffs.
It's the Texans, too.
Correct.
Well, yeah, 4 times before this year.
4 times rookie coach, rookie quarterback. Now, rookie quarterback in general, multiple times. But we've never seen a team with 5 different starting quarterbacks win 11 games. Now, to Shady's point, voting occurred before the playoffs. If voting would have occurred after the playoffs, I believe in head-to-heads, I think that would have swayed several voters. But then the other thing I'm sitting here thinking about is, to me, in my mind, it is easier to win with a first-round pick at quarterback, rookie or not, than it is to win with Joe Flacco, Dorian Thompson-Robertson, P.J. Walker, Deshaun Watson, and whoever else that they started, because they started 5. So when I was thinking about it, I'm like, this dude won with 5 different QBs, and not only that, half your team got hurt. Nick Chubb, best running back in football, second best running back in football. Christian McCaffrey, I believe, has taken that throne. But up until 2 years ago, we would have said Nick Chubb, best running back in football, he gone. Jedrick Wills, he gone. So what Kevin Stefanski did, and then last thing I'll say is this. Let's not act like the Cleveland Browns are a good organization. Let's not all of a sudden start rewriting history. The Browns are the Texans, if not worse. And I would say they're worse. So let's not start acting like what Stefanski did with the Browns is not just as impressive. Because the Texans are bad and the Browns are historically bad. The Browns are just historically worse than the Texans.
So number one, this is crazy. Whoever voted, the voters got it wrong, big time. So before the season with Deshaun Watson, because he played, 8 games?
6,
right?
I believe it was 5 and 1.
The defense won a lot of them games. Last time I checked, Stefanski don't coach the defense. Even when Deshaun Watson was there and you had your franchise quarterback, they won games on defense. They have a really talented roster. When they signed Deshaun Watson, we said, oh, shoot, this could be something for the Cleveland Browns because of the roster that they had. Everybody felt like they were a quarterback away.
Sure.
Number 2, Demeco Ryans, you get the number 2 pick. You ain't trade up for nothing about that. That means you're the second worst team in the NFL, arguably the first worst team. And then you trade up and get the number 3 pick. Both those dudes you draft and develop win Offensive Rookie of the Year and Defensive Rookie of the Year, which is great coaching by Demeco Ryans. You go from 3 games, 3 wins, to 10 wins, and you beat the dude in the playoffs that beat you out for Coach of the Year. This right here is what you call robbery. Right? They robbed my dude of Coach of the Year.
Can I ask you a question?
Yes, sir.
Ask you a question for a second? Now, you brought up the quarterbacks.
Yeah.
So, you think that for the voters, you and your homeboys, that was like a big factor because he won with 5 different quarterbacks?
To me, I can only speak for me. That was a very big
this
factor.
is my thing, though. Like, with Deshaun Watson, my franchise quarterback and all that, the highest paid guarantee, and then the other guy, they didn't win no games for real. It was a defense. So having my starter guy, my top guy, to my lowest draft pick quarterback that's playing, it wasn't no difference for real.
I think that's a lie. I mean, who won Comeback Player of the Year? So it's just like, I just think we are, let's not, I'm fine saying Demeco should have won, but I just don't want to undermine what the Browns did. Because in the same way, James Jones, that you said, C.J. Stroud won Offensive Rookie of the Year. Will Anderson won Defensive Rookie of the Year. Well, the Comeback Player of the Year was Joe Flacco, a quarterback.
Why was that?
Stefanski coaches.
Why was that?
Because he played bad last year, and he played well this year.
I've never seen it. I've never seen a guy that's come off the couch and play like that. So it was like, we got to give him comeback players. Like, we've never seen it.
Okay, so who helped him play like that?
Really quick, Acho. Whose roster is better? Because you're big on rosters and talent around. Whose roster is better? You don't even got to think about it.
I would say the Browns roster is better, but we have to remember, like, you're asking me that with all of the injuries. Let's not act like
everybody got injuries. C.J. Stroud missed games too. Will Anderson missed a lot of games too.
I would also say, though, context, right? Because we're all factoring in a whole bunch of context here. I'm looking at the Houston Texans. 9 wins, crazy. 10 wins, crazy impressive.
And won a division.
What did we all say, collectively speaking, was the best division in football?
The AFC North.
The AFC North. Where'd the MVP reign from? The AFC North. So winning 11 games, winning 11 games with 5 different quarterbacks in the best division in football.
To me, the quarterback is the only thing to consider. You can't consider injuries to the rest of the roster because everybody has injuries in that regard. I hear what you're saying. Kevin Stefanski did a good job, but to me, Demeco did a better job with less. coming in with no expectations at all. You have the number 2 overall pick. You have the number 3 overall pick. This is your first time coaching. Kevin Stefanski's won this award before. Like, it's impressive, but what Demeco did, he got robbed. He got robbed.
He robbed.
But are we surprised that the Cleveland Browns have 11 wins? Like, before the season, if we said Cleveland gonna win 11
They were
games.
supposed to win 9.
But here's-
If we said Houston gonna win 10,
But here's-
y'all
I
would've
can't-
signed
I
this
can't-
paper.
Yup.
Okay, you talking that.
And I'm betting.
But here's what I can't do. Am I surprised they won 11 games without Nick Chubb, without Deshaun for I just can't roll my eyes
Are you more
at that.
surprised that the Browns, with the defensive player of the year and the rest of that roster that wasn't
talent
injured, which
that
is a
they
lot of other talented players who were supposed to win 9.5 games before the season started, are you more surprised that they were able to pull it together, mostly through their defense, and make it to the postseason?
It's just a lie.
Or are you more surprised that Demeco Ryans and C.J. Stroud won 10 games and won their division? Because to me, I'm way more surprised that Houston was able to do
Went
that.
from 3 to 10.
Both impressive. I don't think they won mostly through their defense. I think it was both incredibly impressive. And I wish Demeco would have won, but congrats to Stefanski as well.
Subscribe here to get the latest from Speak, and go watch a few segments from our other shows on FS1.